Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Holy shit, what happened?
Holy Mackinac is what happened.
What happened? So we're going to talk about, let's just break it down real quick. We're going to talk, we haven't done a podcast since the Leafs won game 2. We're going to talk about the Leafs blowing it in game 3 and then the Leafs doing the blowing in game 4. But we are the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In podcast. Email us at the tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And now check us out on YouTube at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like and subscribe. Dale, where do you want to start?
Oh, man. I mean, my goodness. Like, we didn't do a pod after game 3, right? So we're kind of going to recap game 3 and 4 here. Like, I thought my head was going to explode after game 3. I could not believe that they went up. I don't want to spend a lot of time on game 3, but we got to talk about it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they're up 3-0. Okay, like, we don't have to go, like, like, they didn't score on the power play, blah, 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 whatever. We'll just, here we go. They're up 3-0. They're up 3-0, looking comfortable, going, like, in the third period, 3-0 lead for the Leafs. I'm thinking, okay, they should be able to, like, they're learning. They're learning. Like, we talked previously about the maturity thing. Like, looks like they're learning. And, oh, man, all of a sudden, here we go. Couple turnovers. It's in the net. It's 3-1. It's 3-2. Tied her right up. I'm thinking, okay. At this point.
And it was actually 3-1 in the third period. Columbus,
3-1. But they were leading 3-0 at one point.
Columbus scored in the second.
I'm sure the Leafs had a 3-0 lead in that game. They did. They 100% did.
They had a 3-0 lead. Yeah, they had a 3-0 lead. But it was Columbus started the comeback near the end of the second period.
Okay.
So about halfway through the game, Leafs were up 3-0. They were in total control. Nick Robertson got his first goal as a Leaf, just pounding it through the 5-hole.
Yeah.
I don't think they looked as good as they did in game 2, but they definitely had control of the game. They had a 3-0 lead.
They didn't look as good as they looked in game 2, but they looked like they were following it up with a good enough performance that they were going to go up 2-1 in the series. That's what I thought. I thought for sure there's no way they're going to blow this fucking thing.
No, Freddie looked good. They looked like they were playing just well enough that they were going to pull this off. They did get some lucky goals. You know, CeCe's shot. I don't think CeCe knows where the net is when he's shooting.
No, I can't believe Cody CeCe scored in that game.
The only reason he scored is he was basically aiming for the corner and it hit. Did it hit Jones's foot? It was Jones. He hit Jones's foot and knocked it in.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got 3 goals. Columbus made a goaltending change, and then slowly Columbus just sort of clawed their way back, and the momentum just completely shifted to the
That's right. I forgot about that. That's when they made the goalie change. When it was 3-0, when the Leafs were up 3-0, that's when Torts pulled them, and it was fucking couldn't get it past Elvis for a game and a half. Jesus, longer than that even, I guess.
Yeah, they
almost
didn't
2 games.
They didn't score for a period and a half, and then they didn't score until 5 minutes left in the third.
That's right, last night.
A long time.
Yeah, so like as soon as Columbus started coming back, like when they tied it at 3, and you can just tell that the momentum had like gone to shit, or like it had completely changed. Like everything had changed. Like we started getting the text fired up. I'm like, dude, this is not good. They were less than 20 minutes away from going up 2-1 in the series with a chance to wrap it up last night, or at least give yourself 2 chances to wrap it up. And then boom, 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 boom. It's gone. Like slips just right through the fingers, gone. They lose 4-3 in overtime. And I'm like, this is it. I'm like, if they lose this game in the epic fashion that they are about to lose this game.
Away only the Leafs can.
Done. Forget it. Like, series is over. That's what I thought. I truly fucking thought that.
Yeah, you were texting me, and that's basically what you said. When they were going into overtime, you texted and said, if they don't win this, it's over. Like, you had it. You had a 3-0 lead. You blew it. If you don't win this, series over. Good night, Irene. And they lost. But you could feel it coming. You could feel that Columbus was going to win that in overtime.
Oh, without a doubt.
So-
Without a doubt, man. Yeah, I'm just like, the Dubois show takes over. He pops a fucking hat trick, including the game winner. And 3-0 lead gone in the game. Now you're down 2-1 in the series. You lost game 3 in such epic fucking Leaf fashion again that I'm just thinking there's no way. There's no way they're coming back to win this. Zero fucking chance. They're done. Next game, this fucking thing is over. Just so, and apparently the entire fucking Leafs nation thought the same thing because they were just getting ripped apart.
Oh yeah.
Same old shit. Same old fucking shit.
Dubas,
Can't win. Can't win big
was
games.
trending. Dubas was trending on Twitter for 2 days. Like basically until last night happened, he was trending on Twitter because we'll get into last night's game and how it started, but it didn't start good for the Leafs.
Oh Jesus!
But people were they have no heart. You got to trade Nylander for some grit and toughness. You need to do this, and yeah, there are some things that this team needs to change. And even I was dipping my toe in that water.
But it's
after game 3.
Honestly, it's we've previously had an episode called Internal Accountability, and I believe that's where we're at here. Like, no one's coming to save you, boys. Like, it's up to you guys now. You got the big tickets. Go out and fucking do it. Go out and do it. Yeah, can you get another defenseman that's going to help? Yeah. What are you going to put another guy on the fucking 4th line that's going to help? Probably fucking not. So guess what? Anderson, the core guys, Riley, like, yeah, their defense core is fucking half AHL right now, but it's within that dressing room to figure it fucking out, man. Like I said, there's no one coming to help you. So either
the excuses are gone. There's no more Babs. You're not rookies anymore, because remember that used to be the case. You're too young. When they played Washington 2017, I think it was, in the playoffs. Remember they lost that and they played 6 games and everyone said, well, they're young and this is their first step.
Sure. No problem.
It's 2020 now.
That's right.
You blow a 3-0 lead to Blue Jackets. That's no excuse. You're not rookies anymore.
Training wheels are off here.
Training wheels are off. You've played the Bruins twice. You've played Washington. You got your money. You got paid.
That's when you got 10 guys making 10 plus sheets. Like, let's put some let's get it done. Let's start figuring this shit out. Like, going out, they looked to me like they were going out in epic fashion last night. I didn't even get up for the game. I just was like, oh, it's over. Like, I had it on, but I'm like, I'm not excited to watch this fucking game. Like, I want to see them lose this series that, like, they were right in and they could have had, but they are going to fucking blow it. I wasn't even excited for the game. And then it's 1-0. It's 2-0. Going to the third period, I'm like, this isn't, we all know how this is going to end. We all know how this is going to fucking end. And then they end up getting Riley trips up or whatever, and some dude goes in on a breakaway like halfway through the third. Boone Jenner, and he fucking pops it, and it's 3-0. And at this point, it's like, okay, that's it, man. That is, it's over. It is good night.
Talking to people today, I was out on the golf course a lot. I wore my Leaf hat. Lots of people coming up to you because they see the Leaf hat and they talk about the game last night. I would say 95% of the people that I talked to either went to bed or shut the game off and went and did something else. Watched the show, did something else.
I was right there myself, man.
After the Jenner goal, there's only five and change left in the game.
Yeah.
And it's 3-0 Columbus.
I kept it on because I wanted to see how. I just wanted to see what was it going to get. You
wanted to torture yourself.
No, yeah, I know. I wanted to watch every second of it to see the looks on their face and just to see like how, if they fucking cared or if they looked like they cared or if they were just like, get me out of here, like enough of this or like what. So I kept it on, and as I was like literally getting ready for like final notes I was making for the podcast that we're doing, like I'm writing in my book, like, good night, Irene. This puppy is over. Like, I'm writing like final notes, and as I'm writing this, Nylander fucking buries one.
But even when Nylander buried one, I was doing the same thing. I was making notes. We were texting back and forth, and we were going to talk about their shot at winning the lottery on Monday and, recap the season and the week that was and probably just piss and moan for an hour.
Well,
And then
it would have been bad.
That was at 3-1. But
3-1. But even at 3-1, I'm still thinking there's 4 minutes left. Yeah. Okay.
Then
still over.
Matthews, sweet pass to JT. JT buries the top shelf. Well, now I'm thinking, okay, there's still a little bit of time left, and it's only a goal.
I was thinking that too, but I was also thinking, yeah, okay, typical fucking Leafs. Again, let's just lose by 1 here. Let's show up in the last 5 minutes and lose by 1.
I kept thinking, oh, fuck, that stupid Riley play is going to cost them because now they've brought it within 1, but they're going to lose because Riley fell at the blue line.
And let's not forget that Riley blocked a shot that was going in the open net, and one of the Columbus players literally fired it like on the outer side of the post in the plastic part. Remember that?
That was Dubois.
Like, that's insane.
He missed the net and got stuck.
It's literally, so they had chances at 2 or 3 open nets and they fucking missed it. Like, it's literally like all of a sudden every bounce was going Toronto's way. Every single fucking one.
With 5 minutes left, the Leafs pulled the goalie because you have nothing to lose, right?
No, well, it's over. It's Matthews, Tavares, Marner every second shift. Matthews, Tavares, Marner.
And surprisingly, Keefe was going in those dying minutes, going back to the fourth line.
They were the best line on the ice.
Yeah, and I like that. I'm going to give Keefe a ton of props for the game last night. He never, ever gave up. He never gave up. When the rest of us all gave up, all the fans, and sometimes coaches give up in that time when they see the clock and they might do things like let a veteran do this or do that. He was putting the lines in the blender, pulled the goalie with 5 minutes left, kept putting the what did they kept calling it? The something line.
The fourth line?
No, the Nylander, Matthews, Marner, Hyman.
Oh, I don't know.
They kept calling it the super line or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I forget. But
I try not to listen to those two as much as possible. But
so they would put that line out, the super line, and
the mega line or something.
Yeah, and then they put the fourth line out as to give them a 30-second rest, and then they go back out there.
Shout out to Spets too. Spezza,
yeah. But that's the coach. The coach saw Spezza was going last night, and he's playing him in the last 3 minutes. And let's not forget that we had a coach who tried to run Spezza out of town.
Yeah, I'm going to get into there. Mike Babcock will make an appearance on this episode a little bit later. But
in October, Spezza was almost put on waivers, and last night he did everything he could to get that team up to play that game.
Oh, without a doubt. And look, man, okay, 3-2, I'm still thinking, okay, whatever. But at this point, my interest now, instead of me laying on the couch just dead thinking this fucking thing's over, now I'm sitting with a cushion between my legs and I'm like, okay. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. They got your attention.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, there is time here. They've just been coming strong. Can they fucking tie this thing? And now I'm back. Now I'm back to just fucking tie it. Just fucking tie it. Tie it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's not going to happen. They're running out of time. It's 30 seconds left. They've got the puck in the zone. Sure enough, mustache, basically passed it through 4 fucking dudes. A perfect pass on the fucking tape of Zach Hyman. Boom. Yeah. I wish there would have been fans in the building because that place would have been going nuts.
Oh, I know. I would have loved to have seen outside in Maple Leaf Square for that game last night. It would have been chaos. It would have been amazing. So, yeah, I was the exact same way as you. Actually, I was watching the game with my wife. She went to bed after the third goal. So it was just me, and I sat there.
See, I have to watch to the end.
Yeah, me too.
Regardless, I have to watch to the end.
Me too. So, but I sat there by myself in the dark with just the TV on. I shut all the lights off. And I was like, the second this ends, I'm going to watch them fist bump, and then I'm going to fucking get out of here and go to bed.
Oh. Could you?
And I was the same way. Then it was 3-1, and I kind of was like, whatever, 1 goal, way to go. 3-2. All right. Yeah. They're still going to lose, but this is going to be a good minute. And then when Hyman tied it, I literally exploded off the couch.
Yep.
and started pacing around the kitchen.
Yep, same here.
Just being
Same
like,
here, man.
holy shit.
No, I hear you. I could, and then at this point, I'm thinking, okay, what the fuck? They literally just scored 3 goals in 4 minutes to fucking tie this thing.
It still hasn't set in.
They are jacked, like beyond jacked. There's no way they're losing this game now in overtime. The exact same way I felt about the Columbus doing the same thing the night before, only Columbus's comeback was spread out throughout the game.
Yeah.
The way the Leafs came back with boom, boom, boom late in the third,
it's unheard of.
Like,
it's unheard of. It never happens.
What the hell just happened here?
Yeah.
Like they were literally a couple minutes away, and they were like a shot here, a shot there. One of those empty netters goes in. This podcast has a completely different tone right now.
Yep.
But like every fucking bounce went their way, every single one, which never happens.
No,
never.
For 3.5 minutes. For 3.5 minutes. If you were one of those people who went to bed, you witnessed or you missed probably one of the greatest moments in Maple Leaf history.
The greatest I've seen in my life.
The first 55 minutes of that game, I honestly could have done anything else other than watch that.
I had like one eye on the TV and that was it.
I could have watched Netflix. I could have just sat on the shitter for 2 hours and it would have been more pleasurable than watching the first fucking 55 minutes.
Because it looked like they were going down in flames.
Yeah.
They looked like they were going down in flames.
And I get all the people that turned it off and went to bed.
Dude, like
you're thinking they're 3-0
and
they haven't even shown a sign that they want to play. Like if they were playing really hard, but they were down 3-0, you'd probably stay till the end being like, you never know. But they look like shit for 55 minutes.
And look, man, Leafs Nation and the media, like, thank God what happened, or it would have been full on. Like, I think it would have been worse than we have ever seen. I truly believe that. The way if they would have lost that game last night, the way it looked like they were going to, and what happened in game 3, the fans and the media would just be like, there'd be no, like, I would feel not bad for the guys on the team because it's deserved. Like, you're doing it to yourself, but they're right in they're right in their own narrative right now. They're the only ones that are going to be able to change how people think about them. Either they're going to do it or they're not. But anyway, Matthews fucking scores in overtime. They get the power play, and
it was a penalty, by the way.
Sure, I think that was a penalty all day long. Mike Foligno didn't think it was, but fuck him.
Nick.
Oh yeah, Mike probably did think it was.
That's funny. Cassie Campbell always does that on the TV broadcast. She always calls Nick Foligno Mike Foligno, and she always calls William Nylander Michael. Nylander.
She did that last night.
Yeah, she does that a lot. But anyway,
kudos to Nylander too. Nylander scored 2 goals in this series. They were both banging away in front of the net. Kudos on that fucking guy, man. He takes a lot of shit too. Both his goals in this series.
Well, let's be honest though. He has gone missing for huge chunks of this series.
Sure, but he's also scored pivotal goals to keep them alive.
That's true. Yeah, I'll give him props for that he has shown up. But I would still like to see Willie try harder.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, the area of the ice that he has particularly scored the 2 goals in the series is, I'm just impressed that, like, he would never ever pop goals from in front of the net like that. He wouldn't even go to the front of the net before.
When you're playing with JT.
That's right. But anyway, so they win it in OT. They are fucking just like, the only thing I can compare this to in my Leafs watching days would be the Sundin, Roberts, Tucker, Corson, Cujo days where they were in Game 6 against Carolina in the conference final. They needed a goal late to tie it, to send it to a Game 7. They were in Game 6. They were down in the series 3-2. And they needed to tie it late.
No.
And Sundin scored to tie it, like with what? Less than how many? What? 30 seconds left? Maybe.
No, there was
maybe less.
There was like a half dozen seconds on the clock.
Okay, so it was like over basically. So that to me was.
They still lost that. They lost that game.
Well, this is the difference. Prior to last night, that to me was like the most exciting thing that I have seen in Leafs playoff hockey in my life, to be honest. And like not the 93 days, yeah, like they won some big
we were
games.
we were
then,
really young though.
but they weren't. Yeah, exactly. Like so, but then I was going to say that. So they scored a tie at game 6. They go to overtime. One goal would have forced the game 7, and then who knows? But they lost. They lost in overtime, and that was it. Last night, epic fucking comeback late, and then they win it in overtime. And now so it was great. Like that was just a great fucking moment. I'm still trying to process it. And I'm hoping they can ride that wave into tomorrow night. And guess what? Like I don't know. Like I thought they were done. And now I think
Everybody thought they were done. I think they thought they were done.
Maybe, but like now I'm thinking, how do they lose tomorrow night? Like, there's just no way. How do they lose tomorrow night? Like, they have to. You want to completely change the narrative? Last night was a great start. You win tomorrow night, and people will be singing a fucking different tune about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
No longer the joke. The Toronto Maple Leafs. What a joke. That shit goes away. Like,
and it's last night's game was incredible, and people will talk about it forever. But if you want that game to be up there with one of the greatest games by a Leaf team in history, you got to win game 5. If you lose the series, no one's going to be like, do you remember that great game to force the game 5 that we got the shit kicked out of us by Columbus in?
No.
But if you, with 5 minutes left, tie the game, win in overtime, bring life back into your team, and then win the series, this will go down as like one of the greatest things to happen to a Maple Leaf team ever. Well, to accomplish.
Just honestly, like just right now, do you think they're going to win tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
2 reasons. 1, they've got all the momentum. They look like a different team. 2, how fucking shell-shocked must the Columbus Blue Jackets be right now? Like, it's one thing the way the Leafs blew a 3-0 lead. Yeah. And look how flat they came out the next.
That's right. And what happened last night was much worse.
Oh, to give up 3 goals and it starts in the second period.
Dude, did that honestly not remind you of the 2013 or 2012 loss to the Bruins in Game 7?
It did, but Boston,
it was literally
Boston did it in 11 minutes. Toronto did it in 3.5 minutes.
Right. And Boston scored earlier in overtime too, but that was as close to that same situation as you're going to see.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, that's what it feels like to be on this end of it.
It's insane.
Because for so many times we've blown the lead. Now we are the blowers.
It's just crazy, man. But it was just such an epic thing. Like, I hope it's all for not for nothing, man. Like, I think that game will be remembered regardless of what happens tomorrow night. But if you want to really build off of that and really try to go on a run here, doing what they did in Game 4, I don't care if it's 1-0 on Sunday night. I don't care what the fucking score is, or if it's 5-4. I don't give a shit. Just win on fucking Sunday, and just the narrative has changed about the Leafs. They beat Columbus, which is a hell of a fucking hockey team. Apparently, what's the deal with Werenski? Is he like? Have you heard anything?
Well, I haven't heard anything. Torts' press conference wasn't very informative.
What a shocker.
The night before, when his team came back from
I'm not answering that, Bernie.
Did you see the one after Game 3?
Brooksy. That's the guy that he always said. Brooksy. I'm not answering that one. Brooksy, I already told you.
So Game 3, after the Leafs blew the 3-0 lead and Torts' team came back to win in overtime, he took a 10-minute press conference. He answered questions, cracking jokes. He was laughing. 24 hours later, his team blows the 3-0 lead. 60-second press conference.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's him. That's him in a nutshell, man.
But, yeah, I don't know what's up with Werenski. One thing I'll say.
Well, that's huge. That's huge. If he can't go, that's huge.
Yeah, it kind of evens out. It's like, well, Werenski's probably more important than Muzzin to the Leafs, but.
Yeah.
You were talking about the goal the Leafs scored, Matt Sundin scored, and that was like your biggest moment. I was just looking back to see if there was anything like this in our lifetime, and the closest I could find was in 93, the Leafs were down 5-1 to the Red Wings, and they came back to win the game 6-5, and in overtime, and then went on to win. They ended up, that was game 5, and then they lost game 6, and then they won game 7. But that was like the closest thing to that I could find. Isn't that crazy? That's like 20 something years. I don't even know. I'm trying to do the math. 30, yeah, 20, almost 30
almost
years.
30.
Almost 30 years. And that was the last time I could find a playoff game where they had like a big goal differential to come back from. And 3 goals in 3.5 minutes. I just can't believe it, man.
I can't believe it. I still can't believe it either. So,
like, I don't ever remember those Tucker teams doing something like that, ever. Like the Sundin, Tucker, McGillney, Roberts. Big overtime wins, big games, but do you ever remember this, where they were completely down and out and then just bing, bang, boom, game over?
I do not, and I'm hoping that this can be the game that goes down as, okay, the joke, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they can't get it done in the playoffs, they can't win the big game. This night is when all of a sudden they fucking put their big boy pants on and
they figured it out.
And they never look back. And they never look back. That's what I am hoping so bad. That includes a win on Sunday night. That includes, okay, you're going into play tonight at 8:00. It's just about game time now. Tampa Bay Lightning is playing the Philadelphia Flyers. The winner of the Toronto-Columbus series plays the loser of this hockey game tonight. The Habs play the winner. So if the Leafs win, you're getting Tampa or you're getting Philly. Those were my top 2 choices if I could pick out of all 4 teams. I know Washington and Boston hadn't played great in the round robin, but still, I just like the Leafs.
Never count out the Bruins and Capitals.
In a 7-game series, I like the Leafs' chances a lot better against Tampa or Philadelphia than I do against the other 2. And who knows what happens? Maybe Boston gets bad. Like, this is crazy shit. Who knows what's going to happen? Montreal just beat Pittsburgh. I thought Edmonton was going to, like, the fucking West Final. They didn't even look like, I don't know, Chicago was back in town, I guess. Like, what the fuck? The old Hawks are showing up. This is anybody's fucking get hot, you can win the cup. Like, that's what's going to happen here.
It's funny. We were talking.
Any of these teams can win it. Do you not think? Any single one of them.
Yeah, we were talking before about how good. Well, I said I was watching Edmonton, how good they looked. They did not look good in their series. Just quickly on the Oilers, that Connor McDavid is just like, he puts the team on his back. He does everything, and the goaltending subpar. Like, Draisaitl's really good, but outside of that, they just, God, he's wasting away in Edmonton. Poor McDavid. Not in the city, the team around him. Like, they have got to get a better team around him.
Like, I know him and Draisaitl are amazing, and like Crosby and Malkin, but like the Leafs now are at a point where like they have more than that. Like, they've got 4 legit top guys. But they even got guys like Kapanen and Hyman and I know
some good players. On defense, the Leafs need a lot of work.
Yes, they do.
Edmonton doesn't have any of that. Like, they have some guys, but they don't have a Kapanen or a Hyman or a Spezza or a Clifford.
No,
they don't have any of these supporting roles. They have McDavid, Draisaitl, and then things they've just kind of plugged in. I watched a couple of their games. It just didn't look good. Chicago just had their way with them for a lot of it. It's McDavid. McDavid can win the game by himself. He is unreal. Best player in the world, hands down.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, I just want to go back and reiterate here. Like, obviously, Nylander, Tavares, Hyman, Matthews, those were the 4 goal scorers last night. But I just want to touch again on the 4th line. Engvall, Clifford, and Spezza, I thought were great.
Amazing.
Engvall looks good playing with them. Like,
Spezza and Clifford look like 2 veterans last night.
Yeah, they do. I think they should. They're pegged as the 4th line, but really, like, the Kerfoot line's probably the 4th line right now, to be honest. Like, are they not? And they were switching that up too. Nylander was playing with Kapanen and Hyman. Like, they were switching. Last night he was just whatever. He
was trying to get something going. Well, and he had to. The team was so flat. But you're right. The Kerfoot, Kapanen, Robertson line didn't see a lot. I didn't see them a whole lot.
No. Well,
Robertson took a seat there for a while.
Yeah, it ended up turning into Mikheyev, Robertson, and Kerfoot. And let's be honest, Mikheyev has not played very well in this series.
No, that's a tough injury to bounce back from.
I know, but he looks so good in like camp, and like where he's been invisible. That's the truth. He's been invisible.
Well, the playoffs, it's a different beast.
But fuck, man, like he hasn't done anything, Chad. Like literally nothing.
Yeah,
he's hurt. I don't know. It's anyway, but
I know yeah. I don't even know what to say because you're absolutely right, and I don't know what you do with them.
I don't know at this point what you do with them, but
if you want to give JT a fast winger, give him Kapanen.
They tried that last night.
Yeah.
But here's what you could do. You could go with 7D and take Mikheyev out. I know that seems crazy, but I don't know. Is he a game breaker? Like he can score. So you're not going to take him out because all of a sudden he will score you that goal, right? So I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully he gets it figured out, and hopefully they keep playing past Sunday. But let's go here for just 2 seconds. So Keefe was kind of he saw it slipping. He could see it slipping, but he kind of but then all of a sudden, like the Matthews Tavares Marner thing became a lot more than just like, okay, like he started it in the second period and didn't stop. Like they just that was their line from the rest of the game. Here's
because that was saying. Like the only time they controlled the plays when that line was on the ice.
But here's what I was going to say. Our old buddy, our old pal, not a friend of the show, the cock himself, Mr. Babcock. If he was still behind the bench in this particular scenario, they lose game 3 the way they did. They go into last night. They're down 3-0 in the third period. Does he make those fucking same adjustments, or does he keep rolling 4 lines just like he always fucking did?
You know the answer to that. The answer to that.
Well, I think I do.
He wouldn't have pulled the goalie with 5 minutes left.
You don't think he would have loaded up the big boys making all the cake?
Dude, he had Patrick Marleau playing like the majority of the minutes in the Game 7 against the Bruins.
Well, Spezza wouldn't have even been on the lineup.
Spezza wouldn't have been in the lineup. He definitely would not. He would not be loading up. He wouldn't have had Marner on the on defense.
So Sheldon
Babcock's constantly thinking not getting scored on. Keefe was looking at it like, we need goals and we need them fast.
Okay. So if they go on to win this, which I now truly think they are going to, I think a lot of kudos. Okay, obviously the guys on the ice, you got to put it in the net, and they showed up. But
they did it.
I think a lot of kudos will go to Keefe for making the right adjustments when needed, not being shy to be like, we got to do this, and not just like same old. I'm rolling 4, old school. The guys Hyman will get me one. Just let's keep it going. The way Babcock did. Yeah. I don't know if they end up winning this. I think a lot of credit goes to Sheldon Keefe, to be honest, because Babcock. This series is over last night if Mike Babcock's behind the bench.
Yeah, well, if they were down 3-0 with 5 minutes left, he wouldn't. I'm telling you, he would not have pulled the goalie. He wouldn't have had those guys on the ice because Babcock. You got to have 2 defensemen, and then you got to have 4 forwards, but 2 of them got to be muckers and grinders. So it's like he would have, just like Game 7 against Boston, when he kept rolling out Marleau. Marleau had done nothing for months. No, Matthews is a legitimate 50-goal scorer, and Matthews is riding the bench. And Matthews saw the ice every other shift last night.
He sets up the fucking tire and he scores the winner.
He sets up the tire. He set up the second goal. He was the one that passed it to JT. And he was a bulldog. Matthews was all over the ice, man. All over the ice. And if he loses the puck, he gets it back. Like he was – why would you not play that guy every other shift?
No, I know. So, no, like without him,
Babcock would have put him on the bench, because you got to learn. You got to learn.
JT was good. A lot of the guys were good down, like as it got like in the thick of things in the third. But Matthews, man, they don't win that game without Austin Matthews. That's 100% for sure. Like 100%. He was in on everything. Like
you mark my words. Within the next 3 to 4 years, 90% of the men in Ontario will have a mustache.
Oh, sooner than that.
You think?
much sooner.
If this guy
by the end of September, you could see it.
Oh, if they somehow get by Columbus and they go on to win the cup, there'll be mustaches everywhere.
But does this not? 100%. Does this not? Okay, they have to win Game 5, not only to change the narrative about the team. If they lose, depending how they lose, they won't be ripped as bad as if they would have lost last night, fucking 3-0 or 3-1. Like, they were about to get fucking slammed.
Dude,
should blow it up, change everything. Dubas, fucking can't win. You would have heard every fucking scenario. They changed that, and now they've got a chance tomorrow night to really put that out of people's heads for real. Like, no, we beat Columbus. Columbus is a good team, and we fucking beat them. Columbus is a great team. If you beat Columbus, why can't you go and beat Philly or beat Tampa Bay? Are they as hard to beat? Maybe. Like, they're not going to be harder to beat, I don't think. Columbus is a good fucking team, man.
Yeah, but the Leafs have it in them to beat anybody.
I think so too.
They just have to do it consistently and find how to do it. Here's a funny stat that I found today. I think it was from Money Puck, one of those like analytical hockey websites.
Yep.
What do you think the percentages were with 3 minutes 55 seconds left?
Oh, dude,
that the Columbus Blue Jackets would win that game.
Oh fuck, 98%,
99.85. The Leafs had a 0.15% chance of winning that game. That's like a boxer being blackout on the ring, opening his eyes at 9 seconds, jumping up, and then winning the fight.
Yeah,
it's never heard of. Less than 1% of a chance to win that game, and they did it. If this isn't motivation to turn this into a big role here, like go in Sunday night, take care of Columbus, and then look ahead and go. I mean, what else could motivate a team than doing something that really hasn't been done in history? What's next?
I agree. Well, just a couple things. Like, I just want to reiterate again, like, so important for them to win tomorrow night, knowing that you win tomorrow night, you're not going to play the Bruins again. You're not playing Washington. You're going to have a new first-round matchup, Tampa Bay or Philly. To me, if I'm on that team, I'm looking at that thinking, well, we played pretty fucking well against Tampa Bay. And, like, what? We can't beat Philadelphia? Like, if I'm on that team, I'm thinking we win this game tomorrow night and, like, we got a shot at second, third round here. Like, why not? Like, it's win this one game. You're not going to Boston like you were the last 2 years. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, to me, that would be very exciting. Like, yeah, let's take our chances against Tampa, or let's take our chances against this Philly team who no one really expected to be here anyway. So, I don't know. To me, it's exciting that I hope they win so bad tomorrow night, because I want to see them play Tampa Bay, or I want to see them play Philadelphia and just have a different look, like, instead of the fucking Bruins. Like, maybe the Bruins come around down the road here, but I would be very excited to see a first-round matchup between the Leafs and the Lightning, or the Leafs and the Flyers. I hope to God they win tomorrow night, man.
Well, let's talk about tomorrow night. So while you're listening to this podcast, you're probably listening to it Saturday night or Sunday during the day.
Yeah.
So this is recorded before Game 5. So if you're listening to it after Game 5, check out our next podcast. So what is going to happen on Sunday? What is your feeling? What's your gut telling you is going to happen?
Honestly, I don't know, man, because my gut told me they were going to lose last night 100%. So I can't even trust my gut.
That doesn't count, though, because everybody's gut was telling them they were going to lose.
Well, so then how can you call it? It's impossible. It's literally impossible to call what is going to happen on Sunday night. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think the Leafs are like, enough of this shit. We have to win this game, or they're sick of being the laughingstock. That's what I truly think. Like, I don't know. I think that they're just going to find a way to win. Columbus is going to be right there. They're going to come hard. That's what she said.
Yep.
And
BJ's always come hard.
It might be the tightest game of the series. I don't think you're going to see this 3-0 and then the other team comes back. I think you might see the tightest game of the series. Do you not? Like, that's kind of what I think. It's going to be tight.
Here is my one worry is that I really don't hope – I hope this doesn't happen, but the Leafs tend to do this a lot. They get overconfident and they get relaxed. And I have a feeling that Columbus may take a 1 or 2 goal lead and the Leafs will be like, no big deal. Look what we did last game. But that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So you got to come out and you got to be flying. Don't get too relaxed like, we can win this no matter what. Like, no, you can't. If you're down 3-0 again with 5 minutes left, the odds are you're going to lose.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. So, a couple things. I would say just having okay, this is the first time that they will be able to win a series with a new guy behind the bench. They've previously had 3 kicks at that can with the old dude and didn't get it done any of those times. This is the first time they've had to win a series with a different guy behind the bench. How much will that factor in? I think it's already factored in significantly. I think it'll factor in significantly again tomorrow night, one way or the other. And obviously huge is they've had 3 in the past 2 years. They've had 3 games to advance. Game 6 last year, Game 7 last year, and Game 7 the year before that. They win any of those games, they're going on. They lost all fucking 3 of them. So they're not – the reputation is – and even though they won last night, their reputation still is they can't win the game they need to win to move on. They can't – that is still their reputation, and it will be until they win tomorrow night. So a big part of those not moving on games – has been Frederik Andersen. I was going to go here. with Frederik Andersen.
I'm glad you did. I had that in my notes.
So look,
Freddie and the elimination games, like where the Leafs have a chance to eliminate their opponent. I don't know, man.
You don't let 2 fucking rookies. The Columbus goaltending has been great, both of them, this entire series. Freddie's been.
He's been good.
He's been good. Mind you, their goalies have been great, and they're playing in Columbus, and they're playing in front of a much better defense.
The Leafs have rattled them both. It took
100%.
It took a while, but they rattled them both.
I agree. And Freddie is literally playing in front of 3 AHL defensemen, and I don't know what the fuck Tyson Barrie is anymore. I guess he's an NHL defenseman, but anyway, the story on him. Morgan Rielly, here's another one. Just to get off top, we'll go back to Freddie in 2 seconds. On the winning goal, the power play was abysmal. It's been 1 for 12 the entire series, the Leafs power play. Tyson Barrie was on every single first power play unit until that one in overtime, and Keith put fucking Morgan Rielly there. Rielly, the left-hander, I think, Barrie's a right-hander. Rielly was able to get that puck was about to be cleared off the face-off, and I'm talking an OT when they were on the power play. Rielly takes Barrie's spot. The puck was about to come out. Rielly kind of made a diving attempt to keep it in. Next thing you know, JT's got it, and it's in the back of the net. Mitch Marner. Mustache. But
you mean Kapanen? Jim Hewson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Yes, Barry Kapanen.
Simpson's Matthews. Those 2. But no,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But getting back to Freddie.
But why on that power play all of a sudden did he not go with Barrie and Rielly instead? Was he just okay, I'm doing everything else different. I might as well do this fucking different too?
Yeah, I think.
Because the other 4 guys were the same.
It might have been for that reason. It might have been because the faceoff was on the left side and Rielly's left-handed, and it's easier to get the puck off the wall on your forehand than it is to be on your backhand.
Or maybe it was because Rielly's been okay and Barry's been fucking terrible. Really?
Maybe he saw Rielly's passion. Rielly was one of the guys last night who looked pissed.
Oh, and you see him snap on the bench?
That was after the Boone Jenner goal.
Oh, I know. He was,
but he looked like a guy who wanted to win. A lot of them didn't look like that.
No, they didn't.
So maybe Keith thought, hey, you want to keep us alive? Go do it.
Okay. Anyway, back to Fred. Go ahead.
Freddie. So last year against the Bruins. So 2 years ago, Leafs played in Game 7, the infamous Jake Gardiner fiasco, where he was, what was he, -5?
Oh, dude.
Something like that. But in that game, Freddie Anderson was well below average. Then last year, Game 6, Leafs have a chance to eliminate the Bruins. Freddie, average. He let in a couple soft goals. Game 7, he was terrible again, and they lost. Well, I forget what the score was, but I think he let in
It was not
four goals.
For sure he did. For sure he did.
That Freddie cannot show up tomorrow.
No. And here's the thing. Like, are you going to let – you're a veteran, man. You're a veteran, Freddie. You're a veteran in net. You're playing 2 fucking rookies. I don't care who they start tomorrow night, Korpisalo or fucking Elvis. I don't give a fucking shit who's in – Elvis Presley himself can be in net. I don't give a fucking shit who's in net. They're both rookies. They've both played well, but I don't fucking care. You're a veteran. Lead your fucking team to victory in a game where they fucking need you to.
Yeah.
Look what Carey Price just did. Like, I know Freddie's no Carey Price, but Carey Price beat the Pittsburgh Penguins almost on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know there's not a lot of Carey. Everyone's like, oh, Carey Price, best days are behind him, like, blah, blah, blah.
You can't be soft at all. Like,
no.
He doesn't have to get a shutout.
No.
He can't.
But if the puck's going to beat you, it better be fucking, like, ridiculous goal.
Or it better take a long time. Like, it better be, Columbus has had 40 shots. And then finally one sneaks past you or something like that. But I don't want to see, like I've seen the last few years against the Bruins, where 5 minutes in, someone just flies down the wing, takes a wrist shot, and beats you blocker side.
Yeah. Cannot happen tomorrow night. He needs to, like the whole team does, the whole franchise, but him specifically has just the big narrative of can't win the big game. Can't win a game 7.
And
can't win a game 7.
He's so good in so many games and so many big moments. But he's been terrible when we've had the chance to knock the team out.
No, 100% agree. I was getting ready for, if they would have lost that game last night, I had some things that I was going to say about Frederik Andersen that I would not have previously said. But they didn't. And
they did not.
We'll see what happens tomorrow night. But it's crucial for him to keep them in the game and wait for your chances. Bury it when you fucking can. Mustache, JT, they better come fucking ready. Marner is like due for a goal. Like, there's a bunch of guys that could be, secondary guys, Kapanen. Like, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Spezza again, Clifford. Like, we'll see who steps up. But Freddie has to be there tomorrow night. None of this fucking cannot repeat his previous performances as a Leaf in elimination games. It cannot happen again tomorrow night.
No soft goals. No soft goals. Oh, jeez. But anyway.
Hey, man.
We'll take the good. We watched a piece of Maple Leaf history. I think everybody listening out there, all the Leaf fans, we all simultaneously shit our pants when Zach Hyman scored, and then another big dump down the legs when Matthews scored in overtime. Incredible.
If anybody hasn't heard,
I wish I could read your text message chain that you sent me, because your mood changes.
Well, I was just in disbelief, like,
because you were like, "Fuck this team," yada 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 yada, and then all of a sudden there's a pause, and then you text me and you're like, "What the fuck?
Well,
what is happening?"
I don't know. There's a bunch of them I've got here, but it's gonna be hard to see.
Yeah, no. You can't see it, and people can't see it on a podcast.
Anyway, maybe I'll screenshot them and put them online somewhere if you want to look. But yeah, the mood definitely changed. I mean,
but I think
we were both like this. They're done.
3-0 counted them out. Everybody did,
dude. On Thursday night, we were like, they're done. The way they just lost this game, this series is fucking over. Wow. They got a chance to win the series tomorrow night. It's insane. I can't believe it.
Yeah. I know. If someone had have told you that with 5 minutes left yesterday, if someone had been like, dude, I've been to the future, the Leafs win this game.
Yeah.
You would have told him, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I would have pulled the torch. Brooksy, do me a favor. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. You know the answer to that question.
Hey, you know what? Hopefully tomorrow night, Brooksy's going to be asking Torts, what went wrong, Tortsy? What went wrong? And then, no questions, Brooksy, I already told you. And then Brooksy will say to Torts, hey, guess what, Torts? Why don't you do me a favor? Get the fuck out of the hub. Get the fuck out of here, Tortsy.
I want to hear Torts just say, I hope tomorrow he has another press conference where he just is like, Toronto played great and we sucked. Toronto played great and we sucked.
See you next season.
See you next season.
Except you, Brooksy.
Fuck you, Brooksy.
But, hey, man. The whole Werenski thing, like, I'm going to be watching that story tomorrow like a hawk, but I doubt we'll find out until game time, like warm-up time, whether he's out there for warm-ups or not. They're not going to say whether he's playing or whether he's not, right? That information isn't going to come out tomorrow.
No, and is there a chance Muzzin can play?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because technically his
quarantine,
you need 4 negative tests in a row. That would be done today.
Okay, if he would have got back at 2 or 3 in the morning on early Wednesday morning, the game was Tuesday, right? Dubas went with him. Did you notice Dubas hasn't been at the games? Because he's doing it. He's had to do it too. Shanahan's been the only one at the games. Dubas hasn't been there the last couple games since game 2. Because Dubas went to the hospital with him. So if they got back to the hub at like 2 or 3 in the morning on Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, okay? Let's say 3 a.m. Wednesday morning to 3 a.m. Thursday morning to 3 a.m. Friday morning to 3 a.m. Saturday morning to 3 a.m. Sunday morning would be tonight at 3 a.m. would be technically the 4 days.
Right, but
do they count it like that though? Or does the Sunday have to count as a full day?
No, it's not days, it's tests. So you need 4 negative tests. Now, I don't know how long it takes to get a test result back.
Okay, so he wouldn't have been tested when he got back to the bubble right away. I don't think.
I think they do one every day. From what I heard, he would be cleared to play tomorrow.
Okay, so he would have been tested after the injury, after getting back. He probably would have been tested for the first time again on Wednesday. But hang on, can you get tested when they were quarantining? Were they not? Like not allowed to leave their rooms?
Yeah, but he still gets tested. They can still.
What do they go? They go to the room and test.
Yeah, they'll send someone in like a bubble suit. But anyway, on Werenski, Darren Dreger is reporting that he went for an MRI this afternoon.
So he left the hub.
But he followed it up with there's confusion over the logistics of the MRI because that's what everyone's saying. Well, he left the hub. He can't play for 4 days. And Dreger's reporting that it is a direct, dedicated area exclusive for the NHL. So it's directly there and directly back without having to actually go into any public place of the hospital. And it's under direct supervision of the NHL's chief medical director.
So why couldn't have Muzzin done that same thing?
But he's not saying just the MRI, because MRIs happen so often in professional sports, just the MRI department. They have like their own MRI department at the hospital. But he's still not saying that he's 100% certain that he's allowed to play or if he has to quarantine for 4 days.
Interesting.
So
yeah, what about how did he get there? Ambulance?
This was just an hour ago, and there's no results on an MRI.
Because if you come in contact with anybody else,
yeah,
like how'd he get there?
He doesn't say. He's just reporting that. So that's where we're at on Werenski.
Okay, that's interesting. But the Muzzin thing, like technically, yeah, I guess he would be good to go for tomorrow night. But why did the Leafs come out with a blanket statement saying he was going to miss the remainder of the series?
Probably.
Like, why would they say that if they knew it could go 5 and he could be eligible to play?
Maybe just to fuck with Columbus.
I don't know, man.
Because now Columbus is good. Because
wouldn't it be something if he could fucking go tomorrow?
If he can go, if he
feels get that extra shot of like, hey, we just fucking came back the way they did, plus Muzz is coming back. Oh,
yeah. If Muzzin is healthy and he's NHL approved to play, like he's followed all the guidelines of the COVID-19, and they say he's good to play. Even if the Leafs want to be cautious, Muzzin's going to be. He's going to be fucking banging on Keefe's door.
If he's
like,
able,
hello, I'm in.
If he's able to go, you gotta go. It's your entire season, man. Like, this is it. I don't know. I just don't understand why they would have said he will miss the remainder of this season if they knew maybe
no, just this series.
Or sorry, of this series, if they thought maybe there was a chance that if it went 5 games that he would be able to play in the 5th game. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I would count Muzzin being out. I was just thinking, if he's healthy from his injury and he's done 4 COVID tests, maybe he could play. But maybe they said that because you're right. Maybe he has to do another test and quarantine another day. So
maybe they don't get like the test results back until the next day. So the Sunday test result wouldn't come in until Monday, and that would for sure make him not eligible to play for Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of. They made it sound like he's not going to play because of like probably that. They're not going to have the test results back in fucking what? Like I don't know. How quick do they get the test results back? I have no idea. Think about how many guys they're testing. Like, are they getting the results? Like, are the tests actually being done? I don't mean the tests like the swabs. I know that. Are the actual like people that are saying negative or positive like doing that there, or are they being sent off site and the results come back?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I have no idea. I'm just going by what their guidelines, their rules have that they have set out. But it's now 8:30 as we're recording this on Saturday night. The Leafs have said nothing about Muzzin. They had a Keefe talk to the media today. Didn't say anything. I mean, if he was going to play, they'd probably hint at it or something. But
well, because they put out the state, no one's even asking because they put out the statement saying he will miss the remainder of the series.
But either way, Werenski, it doesn't look like he's going to play.
That will be huge. If they let this fucker, if they like say, if he left and like, I don't give a shit if it's a special, you would have come in. I don't know.
Not necessarily. If you have like dedicated vehicles,
and
dedicated people in the bubble, and they drive you straight into that room and then straight home.
I guess.
I don't know how you get even out of a parking garage.
But what was he getting what was the MRI on?
They didn't say.
They showed him on the bench kind of like, did you see like the trainers kind of doing this with like his, like they were checking like looked like his shoulder, neck area?
Yeah, they said upper body injury.
So I don't know. But then they mentioned something about his wrist. He has wrist problems too. And the way he fell, the last shift he had, it looked like he fell awkwardly on like his hands, his wrist area. So maybe it's like, who knows?
Yeah, they're just saying upper body injury.
That's a key component, man. Like you cannot like that is huge.
Oh, he eats a lot of minutes.
Oh, dude, that means Jones will have to play with secondary guys that are not Werenski. That will just be huge.
It also frees up some of the Leaf players. Like you can split those guys. They play a lot together, but you could split them to kind of handle Tavares and Matthews, like the 2 lines. If you only have Jones, it's going to be tough.
Like we'll never know the answer to this, but he didn't play since like the 9-minute mark last night of the 3rd period. If he had not gotten hurt and was playing, him and Jones, would have been on that fucking ice. Does that comeback even happen if he doesn't get hurt? We'll never know the answer to that, but maybe those pucks don't go in.
Well, look at it from the Leaf point of view. Say Muzzin gets hurt in a game like that, and then instead of Muzzin, Marincin goes in.
Yeah.
Do you win that game if you have Muzzin over Marincin in the dying minutes? I don't know. Or Riley. If Riley got hurt last night, did the Leafs make the comeback?
I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know the answer to that.
So,
anyway, are we bow tying this?
Yeah, we'll wrap this up.
I don't even know how long we just went for, but we kind of didn't even really do a full recap of the games. We were just kind of like,
well, everybody.
It's been an emotional roller coaster, man. I'm like they're about to
broken down plays and stuff.
Oh, fuck! At this point, you can't even do that. Like I had all that written down, but I'm like, what's the point at this point? What's the point?
You got to talk about your feelings.
Oh, dude.
You gotta talk about your feelings.
From being so close to going up 2-1 in the series in game 3 on Thursday night, to blowing it in epically fashion, to thinking this puppy is done. It's the same old shit. They can't win the big games. It's over. They're losing back-to-back Friday night. They come back in epic, like nothing like we haven't seen
NHL
in fucking years.
history.
And all of a sudden we're like, okay, like, how do you not win game 5 now? They forced a game 5. How do you, you were dead in the water. And now we're like, how do you not win game 5? How do you not win game 5?
We'll find out what happens in game 5 tomorrow night at 8:00.
Are we doing a podcast directly after this game tomorrow, no matter what happens?
No, we will do it Monday.
Oh, dude, if they win, we got to do it. We got to do it.
No. We got to do it. We can do it Monday afternoon.
Like 15-minute podcast, our shortest podcast of all time. We got to do it, man.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We have to do it.
We'll see how it goes tomorrow night.
We can literally just come on and be like,
into like triple
they
overtime.
won. We'll catch you tomorrow. No, dude. Okay, overtime. Well, depending on what happens, we'll see. We'll see.
Can't be recording podcasts at 2 a.m.
No, we'll see what happens time-wise. But like, if they win, it would be nice to catch our excitement level like immediately.
Yeah.
Not, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So
let's see how it goes.
Hey, are they going to win? We're saying they are. We are both saying they're going to win tomorrow night. The Leafs
Although we both said they were going to lose yesterday, and they won.
I know, that's true, but whatever, man. Fucking now I'm like, I feel more confident now than I ever have, because they showed me something yesterday that I've never seen this fucking team do.
Which is?
Well, I just didn't think that they had the fucking balls to be like, no, we're not going to fucking let you beat us. We're coming back, and we're going to fucking win this thing.
Amen.
So
for the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In podcast, on YouTube at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe, and go Leafs, go. Game 5 Sunday night. So pumped. I got a fresh pair of underwear. I'm hoping to shit all over it with excitement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
go Leafs, go. Go get them, boys. Let's change the narrative in Leafs Nation. And fuck, man, make it happen. Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, waiting in the wings. Let's get this thing going in the right direction starting tomorrow night. Let's go, Leafs. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
I'm Chad.
I'm Dale. Let's go, boys. Go.